y'all want
I
the
want
letter?
to see
Y'all
the
want
letter.
envelope? What?
I want to see the letter.
Okay, so I got.
I want to know when.
He's like, what do y'all need to believe this then? What do you want, the letter? She's like, yeah. Can we get that letter? He like, oh, so now y'all want the letter?
I'm gonna go out on a limb here and assume which.
When you go out on that limb, Darrell, I hope it's one of them old trees that go all the way up into the sky. Climb all the way up before you go out onto that limb you're talking about. All the way up and then go out on the limb and then just fall. What you think, Darrell?
That last answer was kind of low. Did you say no?
I said no, not since then.
She ain't talked to you, Darrell. She done told you that.
So that would mean, assuming that would mean no contact at all via phone or anything like that.
No.
She ain't talked to you, Darrell. You know this. She know this.
So my question would be.
Here we go. Watch the reach, y'all. It's the reach for me.
From here, but do you recognize these pictures?
Look how he hyperextended himself to push these out. You know, like I don't know if you can see this or not, but do you recognize this? Like, nah, bro. Nah, ask your mother. So she printed those out. Her fingerprints is all over them. They should have took them and fingerprinted them. Oh, that would have been hilarious, honey.
You need to show those to the state. The bail will take
Look at Hopper. She like, oh, he hilarious.
Procedure, sir.
Oh, he funny. Oh, you think that's why he did it, to make sure the camera get it?
The objective of being shown to the witness. They have no relevance whatsoever.
Nothing.
Yes, they do. And I'm getting to how they have relevance.
Oh, you getting to it, Darrell? Oh, okay. Let's listen up.
Sustained.
Sustained what?
Not relevant.
They are relevant. It creates foundation, and I can prove that.
You can prove it, Darrell. The court of
In
law.
presence of the jury, the conclusion of this witness, and if need be, bring the witness back in. But next question, please.
And these need to be offered into evidence as well. You stated that.
Oh yeah. Oh,
there's
did it
been
need to be?
Contact. Would the alleged defendant be? How would the alleged defendant?
Well, you're not the alleged defendant. You're definitely the defendant, first of all, Darrell. That's right. Take your time. Get your words right. You know, you want to make sure you say the stupid thing. Let me correct myself. The stupid thing correctly. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to accidentally say it and it come out sounding dumb. That would be unlike you. You know what I'm saying?
Obtain photographs from you if there's been no contact.
Yeah.
Objection.
Grounds.
Grounds.
Sustained. Assumes facts not in evidence.
Look at him.
Not relevant.
How's it not relevant? Photos just don't pop up out of the blue.
They do when your mother sent them to you.
Assumes facts not in evidence.
No,
And at
facts.
this point,
I got the pictures right here.
after
Facts.
the alleged violation here, it's not relevant.
Violation.
You're correct. After the date charged, the dates that are charged for these allegations, you are absolutely correct.
Thank you.
Look at it. Darrell's like, that's right. That's right. I got something correct. Is that on the record? Like, nah, that's like the one thing we ain't putting on there. The one time Darrell was correct about something.
Have you, since the evening of November 21st of 2021, attempted to contact the alleged defendant?
Objection.
Grounds.
Relevance.
Grounds.
I'm going to excuse the jury.
Watch this, y'all. This is my favorite part. I know, I have a lot of favorite parts. This is funny to me because I'm going to let the jury go. And so that they can discuss this dumbass thing he just did, right? So when she's finished saying this, he's going to tip his head up and make square eye contact. He's not looking at the jury. You can tell because his eyes aren't going to be moving because they're moving. They're like walking out. So he tips his head up and he stares directly at Erica. Like he's, you know, but of course she ain't looking at him. So, you know, but just watch.
All rise for the jury.
See, look. See, if he was looking at the jury, his eyes would be moving because they are, all of them. He's looking at Erica. See, but she wouldn't look back at him. Oh, Darrell. Oh, How did that make you feel? Let's have a therapy session real quick. Darrell, how did that make you feel when she wouldn't look at you, when you tried to tip your head back and try to intimidate her and make her feel like something was going to happen? Like, what would it have been? How did it make you feel? Because your feelings are what matter. Right, Darrell? No? Oh. Get your papers together, Darrell. Trying to save your life here. Gotta do a good job. Otherwise, you might end up in jail. I'm sorry, prison.
Thank you. Be seated.
Oh, funny. Your Honor, I find it.
Hold on. Sir, I'm going to let you make an offer of proof as to why you believe the photographs and the questioning about contact after the alleged incident is relevant.
It's relevant because these were sent by the witness.
It assumes a fact, not an evidence. But
You
what
want
is?
the letter
Hold on. Tell me the basis you believe there's been communication and why you believe it's relevant to her testimony.
It's relevant because it was testified to. Her first time testifying, and then also by was the last guy, Guth, that he was told that the witness was supposed to be so deeply afraid of me and all this type of stuff. So if you
can't believe somebody afraid of you when you've been dog walking them for years. She's so deathly afraid of me just because I gave her a black eye, and she's supposed to be so terrified just because I ran over her with my car a couple weeks ago, you know. I mean, it's ridiculous.
You're so deeply afraid and worried about somebody and this and that, why would you sneak and have contact?
Do you want to open up the door to the other act's evidence of
That's not opening.
No.
That's not opening the door.
Hear me out.
Definitely
Yes,
opening
it
the
does.
door.
No, it doesn't.
These witnesses
definitely
have
do.
been incredibly careful to abide by my rulings. Sometimes in a court of law, when there are pretrial rulings, the testimony of a witness needs to be said in such a way not to run afoul of that. This witness, Detective Guth, I believe Detective Casey and others, Corey Runkle, and even Nicholas Kirby yesterday, this court has all had to stop them so that they didn't run afoul, or they've stopped themselves so that they didn't run afoul of the court's pretrial ruling on other acts evidence between you and this witness. And I have been very, very careful to make sure that doesn't come in. But if you keep questioning her about whether she's afraid or not, or why she wouldn't have contact or not, you are opening the door to that testimony. All of my rulings have been made to prevent what could be seen as prejudicial evidence. The standard's not prejudicial. The standard's whether it's unfairly prejudicial.
You right, girl.
But you can open the door to that, sir.
It's prejudicial that I have a document stating that November 20th never even happened, but yet and still the witness can get on the stand and lie on the stand.
Over to the state.
Come on, man. Y'all know that's not right.
Okay.
Y'all know that's not right.
But you ain't got the paper, though.
You need to immediately turn it over to the state right now. It may become relevant, but no one has seen it. When did you receive the document? Hold on. I'm having you make an offer. When did you receive the document?
Okay, but I just want to state for the record, Your Honor, that's because the state did the same thing yesterday with creating an exhibit right on the fly that didn't even exist that I didn't have. But
that's not true. That's a misstatement of the evidence.
That is true.
No.
She said it herself.
You tell him, Darrell.
No. Marking an exhibit is
Greg.
not creating an
exhibit.
No,
not marking an exhibit. She said
we're not going to go down a tangent, sir.
Right,
I'm going to focus on this, and I'm going to give you the opportunity to make a record.
It ain't fair, Your Honor.
It's not fair.
When did you receive this document that you claim was sent by this witness?
It's not claim. It's for a fact.
Sir, it hasn't been established yet. I need to make a record.
So do y'all want the
letter?
I want to see
the letter.
What?
I want to see the letter.
Okay, so I got.
I want to know when.
I thought that was so funny. He's like, so what? Oh, so what do y'all need to believe this then? So now what do you want? What do you want? The letter? She's like, yeah. Can we get that letter? He like, oh, so now y'all want the letter? It's the craziness of that. Like, Darrell would not be toting that letter with him forever and always. If he got a letter from Erica talking about you so tall and you so handsome, you so smart, and I never do better. You know what I'm saying? If he had this letter where it would be stapled to his chest if he ever got a hold of a stapler, which he wouldn't, because he can't be trusted with anything. That's why toting around that little piece of pen. You know what I'm saying? They won't even give you a whole pen, Darrell. What is you talking about?
And you received it.
I gotta bring that in. Every time, this is what I don't get. Every time I'm presenting something that needs to be made for the record, it's placed in the evidence, it's a problem.
Yeah, that's messed up.
The state can do it No problem.
It's not.
It ain't
sir,
right.
There are proper procedures, and
Okay,
I want
well,
you to
that
make
was the
a
proper
record.
procedure.
If you don't make a record,
So
then
what?
I can't make a ruling.
It threw people off a loop. They weren't ready for it. They scared of it. That's what it is.
Yeah, that's what happened.
Mr. Brooks.
Come on, man, stop.
When you
Stop
are you aren't
Stop
even
it.
letting
You're a
me
public
ask the
servant, Your Honor.
questions.
I respect your courtroom. I
You do.
respect you.
Do
You're
you?
a public servant, though. Your job is to be the referee. Is it or is it not? You stated so yourself on record that your job is being the umpire.
Your Honor, can I ask?
And she like regretting that
Yes,
moment.
you can be excused. My apologies.
My
like,
apologies
fuck,
too.
why did
but
I
it
say
needs
that?
to be some truth, especially when we're talking about stuff that didn't even happen, but they're allowed to get on the stand and say that it happened when they know it didn't happen.
So I'm going to make a record about what
This
he's
is
referring
ridiculous,
to
man.
in count 77. Okay.
And what happened to that paper? Because it was on the table. Then when I
Mr.
come
Brooks,
back,
I need to
know
make
where
a
to be
record of a variety of
So
things.
who took my paper?
And you keep
Look
interrupting.
at that. Wouldn't nobody come near your desk with a 10-foot pole, honey. They got to be paid overtime just to come near you because of the smell. Like, no, I'm going to need extra compensation if you want me to go over there near his desk. I'm sorry, ma'am. I just can't do it. You know what I'm saying? I just can't do it. I don't have the power. I don't have the power or the stomach.
Me
Coffee cake.
repeatedly today. I have shown an abundance of patience this morning. I've warned you repeatedly about being removed from the courtroom.
You did, girl.
And then every time I try to get into it, you, meaning an explanation and make a record, you interrupt, you attempt to divert everyone from what is being done this very second.
I didn't attempt to do anything.
Yes, you do it repeatedly,
Okay,
sir.
whatever.
So you're doing it once again.
Whatever. Just make your record.
Ooh, look, she mad. She's like, you know what?
The document that Mr. Brooks wanted to show Detective Guth and this witness was a letter sent from the state of Wisconsin to the court regarding count 77. The state sought to dismiss that count, and they have prosecutorial discretion. And I granted the request that the charge be dismissed.
Sure
Why
did.
was the charge dismissed?
And that's, I can't answer. It was dismissed because the request was made, sir. They don't need a reason. There's an abundance of case law about prosecutorial discretion. And they chose not to pursue that. My guess is maybe to simplify things and to keep this tidy. I don't know. You know what? I'll indulge you. Attorney Opper, would you like to provide a basis for why
could you tell us?
The state sought dismissal of that charge prior to the start of this trial?
Hey, Sadie.
Yes, Your Honor, because as Ms. Patterson just testified a short while ago, she did not have any visible marks or injuries from that event. And we did have the photographs of her injuries. We did not want to confuse the record as to whether or not there was a battery that occurred on November 20th.
I object to that. What does the letter read?
You have the letter. You showed it to me, sir.
I tried. Yeah, and I've been trying to find it ever since I came back in here. Now all of a sudden I can't.
And now
find
you're impugning, though, like somehow you're impugning the integrity of this court,
No,
of
I'm
the
not.
bailiffs of this state. You're accusing, frankly, everyone
Did I
of
point
moving
the
your
finger?
papers.
Did I point the finger at anyone? Did
Yes.
I say anyone did anything?
Pointed
Not
your
directly,
little ass
but
finger.
indirectly you did,
So
sir.
how can you make
You
the assumption
made-
that I'm saying?
Can
that
I
I'm
please
pointing to
make the
someone?
record without
Yes,
you interrupting
yes, you may.
me?
Yes, you may.
Oh,
I
thank you
apologize.
for your permission.
Appreciate that. Thank you. But you made repeated comments, sir, about I can't find my documents, I don't know what happened, things of that nature. When you came back out, you took multiple minutes before you even asked your first question of Ms. Patterson. And if I need to, I'll have a bailiff put on the record that no one touched your table.
Your Honor, did I say
nobody
anyone
touch your
touched
shit?
my table?
Yes.
I
You
didn't say
implied it, sir.
But did I say that?
You
never
stated
said
it.
You did. You said, who touched my paper? Who took my paper? Meanwhile, Erica is still sitting there, right? Just watching this here shenanigans, questioning all her life decisions. What the fuck did I do?
Implicitly.
I never asked the bailiffs, hey, did any one of you touch my table? I never said that to them. I just said, I can't find my paper, which is the truth.
And the way that you said it, like,
I didn't point anyone out, though.
And like, well, that's kind of interesting. I don't have a document that was just on my table. That is what you said.
That's what I said, but I did not point the finger at anyone.
So,
I can
you
see
have
if
the
I
letter.
came in, Your Honor, with
You've
all
been
respect,
given
I can see if I came in and said, hey, one of you moved something off my table, or if I would have directed that towards the state, or if I directed that towards the clerks or something like that, then that would be more of a validity to what you're saying.
I need to continue with the record, sir.
Darrell.
It's very apparent to me, sir, that every time, I can't say every time because that would be an absolute, but many times throughout this trial, and especially the last 2 days, when the court makes a ruling that you disagree with, or I want to make a record about some behavior of yours, or a further record about a ruling that you that was not in your favor, that you start peppering me with questions or comments, statements. You question me about the law. You ask, is it verified law? It is, from my perspective, a clear attempt to kind of turn us in a direction away from what we're doing, perhaps even to stall and to delay.
It is. That's
my perspective. That I'm making a rule. You're doing it again.
I mean, because it has no validity.
I am trying to make a record outside the presence of the jury, kind of questioning you want to ask Ms. Patterson. Now, I've reviewed repeatedly up on the bench 90608 and 90616.
And 11. Don't forget 11.
The primary ways you can attack credibility. Referenced one of those previously. 90608 is evidence of character and conduct of a witness. I'm not going to read through it all, but it's limited to character for truthfulness or untruthfulness. It's not specific instances of conduct. It's character evidence, which frankly wouldn't even come from the witness who's testifying. All right. Then there's the statute on bias, 90616.
I'm going to look that up, Benny.
And none of the questions, as I heard them, went to a permissible topic under bias of witnesses. Generally said credibility. You did not give me any further explanation as to why you believed it was relevant to credibility. Now we have you claiming that there's some document that was sent by the witness after the charges were filed that apparently contained photographs. And you can clarify the record momentarily when I'm done, that you believe goes to the credibility of this witness. So I need to ask a few questions about that, sir, to determine whether it has relevance to those issues. Number one, when did you receive this letter?
I received this multiple letters, actually, over a period of time. It wasn't, I referred to this one because this one had the pictures. But
and why do you believe it was from Ms. Patterson?
To answer your question with clarity.
Thank you. Does it have a date on it, the letter?
No, I didn't bring the letter. I brought the pictures because I thought, from my interpretation, I thought showing the pictures would be okay. How did I get these? So my mind was saying, show the pictures.
Yeah, my mind was saying, show the pictures, because pictures don't just show up out of nowhere. Of course, if I just show you the pictures and then I just tell you, because my word is my bond. If I tell you that my mind made the pictures, I'm sorry, that she sent me the pictures. Yeah, that's right. That's how much sense you make, Darrell. That's how much sense. That what I just did. That's what you sound like. Okay, that was you.
The witness knows that they sent me the pictures. They know that.
Again, it assumes facts that aren't here. You're assuming this witness sent it. I don't know. But even if she did, what relevance does it have to her credibility before this jury?
It goes to the credibility because she's put on this facade of being so afraid of someone, but yet still, that we're not supposed to have contact, but you still sneaking behind and saying, oh, I wonder how you're doing, and oh, this and this and that. Oh,
I don't think she's ever said she was afraid. I think that was the officers who may have stated that, but I don't believe she ever said that. She specifically said today, when you asked her it was either why did you go back or why did you have, I'll look at my notes, and she said, I don't know.
It was why weren't you forthright with all the details? That was the question.
So again, I'm going to ask you, even if this letter's from her, these pictures are from her, how does it relate to her credibility before the jury?
Who else could these pictures be from?
I'm going to ask you point blank. Did you get a letter that's signed from her?
I got. What do you mean signed? No
How do you know?
Letters.
What's your why do you have a belief that they are from her?
I have multiple letters from her.
You're not answering my question.
Oh no, he can't answer it, Your Honor. He can't. I'm sorry, he can't answer the question because it's a lie, right, Darrell? No. Oh, I mean that's what I thought. How can I answer your question when I'm lying about all this?
Why do you believe the letters are from Erica?
Because they're from her.
Because they were sent from Erica Patterson. Why else would I?
Were they signed by her?
What do you mean signed?
Did she write her name on the letter? Was it the content of the letter? No, I'm not kidding you. I need to make a record, sir. You're making a statement that these...
Ain't it funny? He's making this face. He know damn well he lying. Like he know, like he know that more than he know how bad that their, scalp situation he got going on is. He know it even more than that. And that's a lot to know. Okay? It's a lot. But look at it. He's just making it say like, what? Lot signed it? Who signs letters? How do I know it's from her? Because psychic. Letters every 2 days from the prison. He's like, I'm tired of being a little spoon. I want to be the big spoon. Signed, Darrell. Darrell is a spoon. He's in a constant state of spoonage. Aren't you, Darrell? Poor Darrell.
Letters are from her and that they're relevant to her credibility.
Your Honor, I'm going to go out on the limb here.
And I'm asking you why you hold that opinion.
I'm going to go out on the limb here
and
assume
when you go out on that limb, Darrell, make sure you jump off. You know what I'm saying? I hope it's one of them old ass trees that go all the way up into the sky. Climb all the way up before you go out onto that limb you're talking about. Climb all the way up and then go out on the limb and then just fall.
I know it's true.
Just
you've never
a suggestion,
been in my
Darrell.
You've never been in jail. So you've never received a letter from someone writing someone in jail. No one is going to... When you
You're
say
not
to me,
answering my
when
question,
you say to
sir.
me,
What's the basis why you believe they're from Miss Patterson? Is there some information in them that only she would know? Did she sign them?
I wonder if she thought for even like a split second that maybe this letter existed. She just humoring him, because job.
Letters. Is it penmanship that you recognize?
Yeah, is it that?
Why do you believe they're from her as opposed to somebody else sending you information? Could be your mom, could be, I'm just saying, could be anybody else.
There you go, your mom. You got it. Nailed it.
Answer my question.
Nailed it.
It's called an offer of proof.
But you still got to understand why.
No, I don't. I really don't.
This is mind-boggling to me. Like how
is it mind-boggling?
I got a child with this woman. Why would I not know her handwriting?
Sir, you say that you have a letter that you got from this witness that shows that she's not afraid of you or whatever. Basically just showing that she made contact. Okay. We just look at the letter and then we'll decide whether to make it, to be able to bring it in or whatever. You don't have a fucking letter. She then even says, well, okay, fine. You don't have the letter. All right. How do you know the letter is from her? And then you're like, what you mean? How do I know it's from her? Because it's from her. So then she even gives you more of an out. And she goes, okay, so was it signed by her? Is that how you knew? And you're like, signed? What's a sign? So she says, is it because you recognize the handwriting maybe? I've known her. She's my baby mama. Of course I know her handwriting. But you still didn't say that was how you knew. Was because of the handwriting. Like, she gave you a billion ways out. Like, the smart thing to do would have been to say, yes, if the letter don't exist, you intended for all this to be taken into account, to be accepted into evidence based on your word. Why not just say, yes, she signed it? Because you weren't going to be able to produce the letter anyway, because the letter didn't exist. So if you're going to lie about the letter existing, then why not lie about that she signed it? I even say she even sent me a picture of herself also, but I didn't bring that in either. I don't understand. If you weren't going to be able to produce the letter, if you're going to say I threw the letter away, I don't have it, you could have just went all the way and said, she asked me to marry her in this letter. She asked me, she was like, I want your mother to like me because she going to be my mother-in-law. I think I might go over to her house and cut her grass for her. Like you could go all the way. Go all the way with this because it's a made up letter. It don't exist. But no, your stupid ass didn't have just like everything else in your life, Darrell, you had no follow through. Okay. You could not follow this through any more than anything else.